Welcome back to another episodes of Ultras 11 podcast. I'm Joe, one of your hosts.
And I'm Alex.
And we wrapped up the season.
Yeah.
The season is done.
It's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a sad day, but also exciting because now the transfers start and the rumors start.
Yeah.
So that'll keep us busy this summer.
I think
at
the
least.
off season, don't get me wrong. During the season, it's obviously fun. Your team's winning, stuff like that. But I think the transfer market is probably one of the funnest things to experience. Just all the rumors flying around, the crazy deals that could happen.
The only thing that, when you think about it sucks for this year is because it's a World Cup year.
Yeah.
So normally we'd be getting ready now for a World Cup. Obviously, I mean, not as excited because Italy's not in it. But still, World Cup coming around, that's always exciting. It's just the best tournament to watch. And now we have to wait until the season starts, and then we're gonna have that. We still don't know how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still don't
break in
understand
November
that whole thing. What
but
they're doing, where they're going. I as much as
I don't know how
like
they're
to
gonna
think
do it.
I know about the game.
Yeah. No, that
this World Cup has me so confused. Are they gonna stop playing?
Yeah.
Are they going
to start the leagues earlier?
Yeah, or are they going to start it later?
Yeah.
Are they just going to run the World Cup, then start it, and then kind of condense the season? Because
it's about to be a lot. You're going to see injuries flying.
I know, but do you think FIFA cares?
Yeah, I know.
Introducing the Conference League alone was a bit of a stretch.
But that was because they wanted to replace that because they used to have that cup. It was like the Cup of all cups. And it was
Wasn't that just like the World Cup thing?
The World
Cup.
It was
the World Cup.
So that cup there was... So all the winners of the Coppa Italia, all the winners from the leagues of that would play in this Cup of all cups.
Oh, okay.
And then they got rid of that, so they just didn't have that cup anymore. And then now they brought that back kind of in a new way with the Conference League.
Okay.
To kind of have more teams in Europe.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah. I honestly just thought it was just another kind of money-making scheme. Obviously we're promoting the game in countries people don't know about.
It was another opportunity for them to, have another competition and make money off more teams.
Yeah.
But there used to be a tournament there, so it's not like they just kind of made this whole thing out of nowhere. There was still that idea.
Yeah.
But now with the season wrapping up, this was our final challenge, which we did. We both tied. I got Man City right, and you got Milan right.
Yeah, I said Liverpool.
Yeah,
you said Inter.
I said Inter. But we're just trying to spice things up, make it exciting. But
deep down, I think we both kind of knew
that
what would end. We just wanted to see somebody fail. We had to have
that.
A failure.
Honestly, the thing I must say, the Premier League, that final match day, every game was exciting, man.
It's crazy because we had no power. We're where we are. Well, I personally,
we lost. I think
you had power.
I had power in my house.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't lose any power.
I didn't.
But in the area there was a lot.
So I literally had to. My phone was at 17%, and I was just trying to figure out how am I going to watch any of these games right now.
No, I was.
So I'm trying to flip through. I'm on I'm on FOTMob looking at the scores, looking in our group chat. Everyone's talking Aston Villa City game is crazy right now. I'm like, I can't watch
when
it.
Aston Villa
I can't watch it.
I was like, oh my god. I'm like, City's gonna blow it, and then
I just thought it was funny that Gerrard had a chance to not let it slip.
I know, and he did. He let it slip again.
He let it slip.
But in saying that, before we get into detail about the games, let's take this shot together just to kind of end things off with the challenges for the year, because we're gonna take a little break now from this game because obviously.
We're gonna try to conjure up. Well, you guys can let us know too if you have any
ideas. Let us know, or we're gonna try to come up with. We already have a couple ideas. We're gonna come up with a game or two. But if you guys have any ideas, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
But Joe, cheers.
Chin chin.
That was good.
No, it wasn't.
That felt nice. Felt nice in the chest. I think I grew 2 hairs from that one.
Burnt my nose.
That one was good, but that felt nice. That felt nice to end off the season, Joe, like that.
You know what? I'm glad we both lost the challenge.
Yeah, you know what?
But technically, we could say we both won. Stop putting a negative twist.
Yeah.
We both won. We both won the challenge.
Nice.
Speaking of winning challenges, some would say that Real Madrid is the ultimate loser.
Yes.
I know it was a bit of a weird segue there. But I definitely want to speak about what happened recently with the whole Mbappe transfer rumors, what's going on, how he actually decided to stay at PSG. The figures that we've seen on Twitter.
The Madrid fans were just in absolute shambles, man. They were taken on an absolute roller coaster. through this whole thing thinking that, oh, we might get him. Oh, we're going to buy him. Okay, no, we're not going to buy him. We're going to get him for free next year. Okay, we're going to wait. Oh, we're going to sign him. Oh, he's ours. He's ours.
Listen,
and then all of a sudden, he's staying
I'm just going to go on a small rant about Mbappe. And I might get flamed for this. A lot of people might attack me. But honestly, Mbappe is a bum. The way he handled this, the way he strung people along, the way now that the deal's done, whatever. Oh, I have massive respect for Real Madrid. I made the call to Florentino Perez. What does that even mean? Yeah. You called him. Hey, congrats. You called him, but you wasted his time for how long? Now you're coming out and saying you were talking to Liverpool because your mom is a fan of Liverpool. Cool, man. And then he says something about Milan winning it. My nanny was a Milan fan.
They were a Milan fan, so you know Milan's a part. Like what?
Just shut up, Mbappe. You're grabbing money. That's all you care about. You cannot justify and look at me and say, I'm doing it because this is my hometown, blah, blah, blah.
Nothing about loving Paris or loving anything about that team. That offer they made them, it was literally an offer he couldn't refuse.
And that's what I mean. Like, if you, honestly, don't get me wrong, am I going to question his love for PSG or, like, Paris in general? No, you know what? Maybe he does love Paris, the city, blah, blah, blah. But then you don't accept a contract of that stature. Again, the figures aren't 100%.
That was not a move that he looked at and said, you know what, this is the move I'm going to make now for my career.
Exactly.
This was just a move for him financially that he couldn't say no to. And I mean, at the end of the day, look at the power he has now. Yeah. At the age of 23.
I'm sorry,
he's already gotten rid of the coach and the director.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Sure, that director thought he was going to be the boss negotiating these contracts. Yeah, instead of they have the president of France doing it, and they have Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Like, it's just, to me, no one will ever be able to persuade me that this move wasn't based off of money. And hey, you know what, buddy, secure that bag, do your thing. I will never criticize anyone for accepting a lucrative contract. That's money, cool. But do not play this off as
it's the way he's playing it
heart-inspired move. No, it isn't. You're a bum, and you're literally just going to be a poor man's Thierry Henry your whole career.
I know. I'm sorry. People there's already people that didn't like Mbappe. I've honestly before this whole thing, I liked Mbappe. Yeah. I just liked him as a player. I just liked him.
Yeah.
But after this whole thing, and like the way he's like now, he's just the way he's talking, just dragging it on, saying, "No, you know, I love Paris, and you know, it was always gonna." Oh, shut up, man! Like
you're not gonna.
You were about to leave. Like you were gonna go.
You literally put up a picture of you in your room with Real Madrid posters all around you. Now you're telling me you live in a different area or like era. Sorry,
now it changed. Like all of a sudden,
like stop! You literally are just embarrassing. Come out and say that it's all about money. Yeah. And that's it. You know, I'll respect you more.
Honestly, like, we all knew a deal like this or something was going to come at, like, last minute because at the end of the day, as much as they said, oh, he's going to walk for free, he's going to leave, PSG was never letting Mbappe walk for free.
Yeah.
They were going to offer him, if he said no to this deal, they would have offered him the keys to the city. Yeah. You can go, you own half of Paris. Like, they would give him so many things that it would have been even worse than it is now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, when you see that kind of president, like that is now setting a brand new precedence out there. Like, it's literally now setting a standard. If you are a wonder kid, and don't get me wrong, Mbappe, skill-wise, he is actually a good player. As much as I hate him, he is a good player.
He has the skill, man.
But now that's setting a new thing. Like what about somebody like Vinicius Jr.? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, are they on the same caliber? Obviously not, no. But Vini could be a world beater.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like, now it's setting a new presence all like together, and it's just like, and look what you're doing to the sport.
You know what's going to come, and you know it's not going to be good, because look what happened when you started seeing it with the Pogba deals, the Bale deal, which I kind of triggered it all. Yeah. With these expensive, like all these new prices that, 100 mil, 120 mil. Like, now you hear 120 mil, and it's like, oh, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
like, he's actually affordable.
Somebody will turn around and justify it.
You heard 120 mil, you're like, oh my God. And then that Neymar deal came when PSG bought him. You were like, holy shit. Now that deal looks like nothing.
Ruud Gullit signed for Milan when he signed for 3.5 mil, and that was deemed lucrative and crazy. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously times change. There's more money in sports. There's more money in the world in general. I agree. But to value somebody at that, the thing with this Mbappe deal is that's not even just a transfer fee. That is a personal wage. Yeah. He is getting the numbers apparently aren't confirmed yet. I've been reading, I was trying to figure it out, whatever. Apparently the numbers are all being changed around, and nothing's really confirmed.
He's probably getting more.
But exactly. So we don't know where it fully stands. But the average number I've been seeing is this man's walking away with like 100 mil.
No more. He's almost like 200 million after all the signing bonuses.
Yeah, I think his like wage itself though was like 100 mil for the year, something crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just there like, what are you gonna do? Give me $20 and I'm gonna have a good day. Like, and I get it. You're an athlete. You want to be paid for services, this and that. But it's so crazy to me. And now this is setting a new standard. And the worst part is how everybody attacked the Super League. I'll be the first to admit it. I did as well. I did as well because I just thought of it. I looked at it when I saw the clubs
for the Super League.
I came around right after. Once I actually like looked into it, I dove into like learning and whatever.
Once you realized Roma wasn't actually invited.
We were the first to decline, but we were never invited. we just made a public statement saying, "Yeah, you know what? We're not going to be a part of it."
Yeah, we're not going to be a part of it. Everyone was kind of looking around like, "Who asked Roma? No one. We didn't ask them."
Roma and like Marseille made a random statement. It's like nobody literally asked either of you guys.
No one. You're not invited to that party.
Perez came out and said maybe Roma could be invited because they're a big city.
Yeah,
not team.
No, big city. Yeah.
Regardless of that, my only thing that I used to hate about the what's it called, the Super League, was the fact that like there was teams that were automatically going to be in it. And my biggest thing is what gives these guys like this power, like Arsenal.
Yeah.
No offense, Arsenal hasn't done anything of relevance in a while.
That's just because like the power and the money that like.
But then you start to think about it and whatever. Yeah, it's like a global power.
They are considered a big team, like financially.
Yeah. I was gonna, and that's the biggest thing. The financial like power that these guys have, like they could compete with everyone almost. And I started realizing that afterwards. Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, you didn't say football. You actually changed everyone's mind to make the Super League look bad when it really isn't. When it really wasn't
that bad of a thing.
Because now you see stuff like this.
Yep.
Like how and the Real Madrid, not the Real Madrid, sorry, La Liga president Javier Tebas. I don't know if I'm saying that right or wrong. He wants to actually file a complaint because they're saying now like the whole ruling behind financial fair play and stuff like that is players are still supposed to be attainable, like to recruit, like especially if like you're within the guidelines of financial fair play. But who's gonna match that contract?
Who can afford that?
Not even Real Madrid.
Yeah, no team. Like I don't know if PSG. I mean, if Man City can afford that.
But that's what I mean.
Even if they got rid of players, I don't think they can afford that.
Like, and that's the thing. Like I get it. Oil money,
literally unattainable.
Yeah, it's stuff like that makes it so hard. And I look at guys like Kevin De Bruyne, who I would prefer on my team over Mbappe. Yeah. He's not getting paid that much.
See, then I wonder how it works. So, like, you know, in his contract, obviously, like, we know everything that is included. If, let's just say, like, after this season, City came in and we're like, you know, we're going to buy him. And they were like, okay, whatever. They worked out a price. They have to obviously cover his wages for that 1 year because that's what he has left in his contract, the 50 mil.
Who would have to? PSG would have to?
No, Man City. Like, if they bought him.
Oh, yes,
they would have 1 year left because that's what they would be buying, and it would be 50 mil. So they would pay that.
I don't think they absorb the contract as well of when they purchase a player.
Is it from when they have the 1 year left?
No. So like, what would happen?
But he's still gonna want something in that area.
Well, that's the biggest thing, right? He's not gonna settle for something less. Would you settle for something less?
No.
Like obviously, if you're older and like whatever, not pulling an Ibrahimovic over here, still thinking you're worth 20 mil a year, but like I would imagine he would want somewhere in that ballpark. And who's gonna match that? Yeah. You know, and then playing alongside a guy like that. If I'm a PSG player, I don't want to play for that.
No.
I don't want to be a part of a team that has a 23-year-old that could literally turn around and say, you know what, this coach benched me today. Fuck out of here.
But even for like the coaches, think of like good coaches that could potentially go there. What coach is gonna want to go there to a team that technically his employee is also his boss?
Yeah, literally. Like, and the best part of all of it is. He is 23 years old.
23.
He literally just became legal in the States.
Yep.
And he now has more.
21's legal in the States.
I know, but he just 2 years.
Okay. Yeah. He's a youngin.
Yeah. He now has the power to look at a coach that has been in the business coaching for longer than he's even been alive.
And tell him how to do his job.
And exactly. And tell him, no, you're not doing this. You will do this.
That's insane, man.
Imagine Ancelotti going there. A man that has won so much.
He wouldn't.
And they look, and Mbappe looks at him, starts laughing, and says, "No. This is what you're gonna do." Oh, okay.
Whatever coach they end up signing, it's literally all it's gonna be is just to have someone there on the bench.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be a coach that actually it actually has ideas and is an actual coach, because no one's going to want to go there because they can't do their job to the full potential, because Mbappe is going to, at the end of the day, he's going to be telling him, okay, no, I want to sign this guy, I want to sign this, and it's going to be all what he wants, and okay, you got to make it work now.
Dude, so I saw that they might be, like, now they're after Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah.
Because Mbappe and him are good friends.
Yeah. And that's why
Ousmane Dembele is a great player. I'm not why, whatever.
That's why I'm even scared with the whole, like, with the Pogba deal, because like it's looking good right now that he goes back to Juve. But at the end of the day, it takes one phone call for Mbappe to say, "Hey,
I'm your friend, right?
This is my team now. How much you want?"
Yeah, literally. And at this point, what's going to stop them from offering anybody a lucrative contract?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like stuff like this, I don't agree with. I feel like Real Madrid's bitter, and La Liga in general is bitter to a certain extent that they like it's been dragged on for so long and they didn't end up getting Mbappe. But I do agree with them, because something like this, it's literally not an attack on football or whatever, but it's literally now just giving all the power to the rich owners.
Yeah,
because now you're enabling these owners. If I'm Man City and I'm trying to win the Champions League or whatever, I look at something like that and be like, oh, they're not going to get penalized for a contract like that? Okay, I am going to offer whoever the fuck I want right now that crazy lucrative contract, and they're going to say yes. And they'll get away with it. And if PSG got away after recording 600 million salaries, 700 mils on losses, like if they're able to still make such a deal like that, what the hell is stopping anyone? I'm sorry. What is stopping? And then poor Chelsea over there might fold.
Yeah.
Well, it was approved today. Yeah,
I'll say that was good. That was good news today.
So round of applause for them.
They finally got approved by the league.
Yeah,
it's looking good. They're actually gonna have new owners coming in. So hopefully, like even with them, like with their players that they don't know if they're leaving or staying, like hopefully they can start getting those resolved now, because
they could fix their
That was the biggest thing right now.
It goes back to the PSG thing. First year of new ownership, you are technically allowed under financial fair play rules to spend freely.
Yeah.
To do whatever you please. Like it's like your get out of jail free card, do your thing.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
So now what's stopping Todd from buying somebody crazy? From offering somebody like money. You know what I mean? What is going to stop him? Nothing.
Nothing, because I mean, at the end of the day, look what PSG just got away with.
I think PSG, they as much as Nasser Al-Khelaifi is saying that it's a personal attack, they're worried that Ligue 1's getting better than La Liga. But he pumped the brakes.
Yeah.
There's no way that will ever happen, because PSG doesn't even beat those two teams, Barcelona and Real Madrid.
No, it doesn't even come close.
They maybe tie against Atletico.
Yeah.
Villarreal would beat them too.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, PSG is still a bum team. And like it's just like Nasser Al-Khelaifi has too much of an ego. He has too much power.
I hate all of that.
He has way too many things in his pocket.
Seeing him, that picture of him and Mbappe at the game, like to celebrate that he's staying. His face, man. I just want.
Like he has a face. I saw that picture. And I just want to. I wish I knew him personally, just so I could look at him and say, "Dude, you got finessed."
Yeah.
Like you literally just spent your money on the most absurd thing ever. You could have built a dream team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You could have literally improved your midfield, which sucks ass.
I've wanted to see nothing crumble more than that team and him. I just want to see him fail.
They're not even dominant in their league.
No.
Within the last 5 years, Monaco and Lille took the title from them.
Which is insane. Like, how do you?
You're dropping that much money and you're still losing the title,
and they still can't even win. They can't even go to the finals of Champions League again. They went to one. And look how much money they're spending.
Yeah.
Imagine them not even spending money. They wouldn't even be like even in the talks.
It's true.
No one knows.
It's honestly true. It's such a sad thing that like.
But now, honestly, now what I want to see I want to see what other teams start doing and how they react.
Well, that's the biggest thing.
Because
to me,
what's stopping anybody? Exactly. And that's what I want to see now. Because now, if those teams start doing it, and then FFP or FIFA starts trying to come in and stop them, what about PSG? Why don't you do anything to them?
Yeah. I'm sorry, that's the thing. And like for me, that's what will forever bother me. And we've had this talk so many times, like you and I, like with the guys, whatever. It's just financial fair play is probably one of the biggest hoaxes in all of soccer.
Oh.
It attacks teams that
it attacks small teams.
Yeah.
That's all it does.
It's like you transfer ban Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea's not a small team. But you transfer ban Chelsea for what? because they had too many youngsters, or what was it? They had too many.
Yeah,
it was something with too many players on loan with youngsters. It was something like that.
Stupid.
It was something so like crazy. Barcelona.
Yeah.
Transfer ban or whatever it was,
even
because of illegal
Milan.
housing of youngsters.
Even Milan too that year. They had it. I think it was just because they like their wage bill. They didn't sell enough or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they made Europa League and they had to miss out on it because of that.
Yeah.
And then the
Roma
next year
took that spot. I remember
the next year the same thing happened with City. They were like, oh, they're gonna be banned from Champions League because they did this, whatever. And then a couple days later, they paid a $10,000 fine and they're okay now.
That's literally that's toilet paper. For them, that is literally toilet paper.
But why wasn't something like that offered to like Milan, let's say, or to Barcelona or to Chelsea?
Dude, Roma.
Why did they actually go through with
under
the
ban? Pallotta era? I'm not saying Pallotta was ever a good owner. Fuck that guy. But in that era, we had to balance the books so many times because we had financial fair play looming. We had to sell the likes of all these. Marquinhos, Benatia, Emerson Palmieri, Nangolan, Pjanic, Salah, like all key guys. Why? Because of financial fair play.
Yeah.
We couldn't balance the books properly enough. All right, see you later. You're gone. Obviously, there's some like math I don't know fully because me and numbers don't get along. But like it's the principle that why are these teams all getting attacked?
Yeah.
Yet PSG, what they did here is genuinely
a joke.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a joke to soccer. It's a joke to the league. It's a joke to FIFA, UEFA. It's. But the worst part, I can't believe it. Actually, like I saw when they offered it, but you always read these things.
Yeah, you see something
they
crazy.
Offered that much.
Yeah.
But then the fact that like he accepted, like it's an actual thing, like dude, that's insane.
Yep.
The fact that they're able to do that.
And there's and what is that guy Alexander Chefrin gonna come out and say? Oh, it's good for the sport. They're growing the brand.
Sure, because look how much money he's getting from Qatar and from
that guy's the biggest bum ever too. Like
the World Cup that never should have happened, and now it's in Qatar somehow.
The worst part is they admitted they were bribed for the Qatar World Cup, and rather than putting a sanction or getting rid of Nasser Al Khelaifi because he was one of the guys that was involved in this whole scandal. He's still scot-free doing his thing, whatever. He's good. He's perfectly fine.
They lifted up the rug and they
he's perfectly fine. We kept the World Cup there, blah, blah, blah. Does Qatar even have a team?
Well, now they do. In the time they announced it, they were like, okay, guys, we need to find at least 20 soccer players. That's going to be good. Dude. Somewhat good. And let's see what we can do.
I'm not being racist. I'm not chirping or whatever. But honestly, dude, their league isn't even that good.
No.
Their league is literally known as a retirement home because they offer lucrative contracts.
They had to build. You see, like look at all the stadiums they had to build, and they couldn't even. They had to, with all the money they spent.
They look kind of.
No, they're beautiful. They're obviously, but Joe, with the money they spent and the air conditioning they had to put in them because of the heat, like it never should have been there.
I agree. I've always said with something as big as the World Cup. And with all the human rights that's going on, like especially present day, and like it was always a thing. I'm not saying like whatever. With all the human,
bigger now.
Yeah, it's more prominent now because people actually have a voice and people are able to like voice themselves. A World Cup, something of this stature, should not be held in places where you need to build stadiums, where there's like 2 or 3 competent stadiums or anything like that. It should. I've always had this theory.
I mean, and the fact that like you're building stadiums on dead bodies.
Exactly.
Because people were literally dying working there because it's so hot.
But what's stopping them from? And I know you want to expand the game to North America, to South America, to this, to that, whatever. I do understand that. I really, really do. But in Europe, every team has at least a minimum 40,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah,
that is literally the UEFA standard to host a World Cup match. Yeah. So why are you going out of your way building these man-made skyscraper things, whatever, killing people, innocent lives are lost every time they do this. In Brazil, they built a brand new stadium in the Amazon.
Yeah.
And what is it doing now? Collecting dust.
Beautiful stadiums, but exactly. What's it doing now?
It's wonderful, but it's like...
Even the stadium in Germany, too.
Yeah. That's what I mean. North America, like...
That's what I don't get. Like, how much money do they have? They could just build this beautiful, massive stadium, put all this money into it, and then just for a month competition with usually one or two games, 3 games played in the stadium. And then, okay, yeah, we'll just leave it there. It's going to collect dust. Trees are going to start growing inside of it.
And I'm not trying to sound like an activist or anything. With that money, why don't you go cure poverty?
Yeah.
Why don't you actually do something instead of being an asshat? Like, you know, like it's just crazy. And North America itself, like, look at USA. Look at those stadiums in America. Yeah. Those are like 100,000 capacity stadiums. Yeah, okay, they host football games. Perfect. Like, it's already a grass, the turf's already there. Mm-hmm. Get rid of some, paint the lines, whatever. See you later. Bob's your uncle, and it's already built. It's already there. You want to expand the game?
Massive stadiums.
Expand it in North America, where it's not really like dreams for. And now it's becoming more prominent, but like again, it's not a dream for a child. You know, like it's stuff like that, and it's like I don't know what. And it took so long for North America to get a World Cup approved.
I know.
Like, that's absolutely absurd.
I remember from like back when like I was in like elementary school, high school. I was like, oh, hey, you know, the next World Cup,
they put a bid in. They put a bid in.
You know, it might be a thing. We might see one in Canada. That'd be crazy. No. And then you go Russia, and then Qatar, and then finally, okay, maybe, we got it.
But it's just so crazy to me that like that is still a thing. How like I get it, money talks,
and especially North America, man. You would think like. That's like you said, with the stadiums they have and everything, they don't really need to do anything. Maybe like build one stadium somewhere in the States, like in in the desert.
Yeah.
Some massive, beautiful stadium. You want to do the final there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And you don't really need. You don't need.
But even then,
you don't need to do
Arizona, LA, they already have crazy big stadiums.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, if they wanted to build one, just
because they want to do like a state of the art,
they have so much money that they're like, hey guys, we need to put this money somewhere. Let's build a stadium.
But that's what I mean. You're going to Qatar for a World Cup. You're doing all this stuff again when you already have everything you need in Europe. You already have everything you need in North America, even parts of South America. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could literally do couple games here in Argentina, couple games here in Brazil, couple games in Uruguay. Like, you could spread it out. Mm-hmm. Look how they did the Euro this year.
Yeah.
That was nice. You know, there wasn't really technically one host country. There was multiple host countries.
No, it was good. I like the way they did it.
Yeah, like it to me, that was the perfect way. You know, spread it across all of them. Let everyone have a chance there to watch a game. I like, for me, like...
I like when they do like that. It's like kind of... In like the continent, and you can kind of like they're kind of playing like everywhere in it, because nice. you see like these different cities and all this stuff, and it's just nice to see like they're always playing somewhere new. It's not always the same country.
To have a game in Azerbaijan, that was pretty crazy. I'm gonna be honest. I know this sounds terrible. I shouldn't be admitting this. I didn't even know Azerbaijan was in Europe. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I saw that, I'm like,
wait a second,
for real? Like it's a European country. Yeah, it is. Oh my.
Huh. Honestly, I figured that one out. Like one time I saw them in like the qualifying, I was like, well, they're a European country.
I don't even remember seeing them in the qualifying.
I saw them like I remember like back in the day. I saw them 1 year. I was like, what?
But see, that to me, that you already expanded some of
these stadiums that you would never see because who watches a league even close to that.
Exactly. And that's what
you would never see those things. But it's beautiful to see some of these stadiums.
This is now the era of football that I personally despise. I think you probably despise it too, where it's just a money era.
Yeah.
You know, this Mbappe deal went to like that was
seeing how it was before, like when we were younger, watching soccer then and like soccer now. It's obviously it's changed so much, because now it's become more about, you know, the money, and the money plays a bigger effect now with these players, because it's not even just like about how much they're going to cost to go to a team. It's because what these players are making now. Like it's insane. So now you're seeing soccer become more about that, and it's about who's your owner, not about who you have.
Yeah.
Because if you got an owner that's going to spend money, you might not win right away, but they're going to keep spending until you win. Look at Man City; they've already spent $1 billion.
Yeah.
They're going to keep spending until they win that Champions League.
That's what I mean.
It's going to happen.
Before, you used to see like teams owned by families.
Yeah.
You know, like Roma, for the longest time, we were owned by the Sensi family. Why? Because they had passion for the team, passion for the city, passion for the club, whatever. And they tried to keep it within the family. You know, the father passed, Rosella took over, stuff like that. With Juve,
you see the Agnelli
family, they've whatever. But
they've always owned it.
It's hit the point though now that, okay, yes, Agnelli is a global superpower financially, but even him, he's gonna start. It's gonna hit a point soon, unless stuff changes. Yeah. That he's gonna be phased out as one of the rich owners and you know, the comfortable owners. The oil money that's coming in and stuff like that, it's so crazy that like within a season you become a relevant team.
Yeah.
Newcastle, nice history, whatever, hasn't been relevant for how long? Now they're definitely going to be a relevant side.
Oh yeah. You know, especially like, because the little setback they would have had is if they got relegated, obviously.
Yeah.
But now the fact that they've been able to, they're staying up, they're gonna in the Prem again. They have that money. I can see them going for a deal with Neymar because I've already seen like talks about that, and I don't doubt you're gonna see almost a whole new starting 11.
But I was gonna say who's gonna stop them? You know, that's the thing. Who is going to stop them with the amount of money they have too?
Because don't they still have the financial freedom thing from financial fair play right now?
I think so because they were taken over like in January.
In January.
Yeah. So I'm almost positive they have that financial because it's a full year's worth, right? Yeah. So I assume they have like this summer transfer market would be their last January. One. But again, I'll go back to it. Why can't they do it next year given what PSG just did?
Saying, but yeah, you know what I mean? They have the money to back them up. They can realistically do whatever they want. Even if they get fined or whatever, they'll just pay their way out.
If a fine's only $10,000, what is that to them?
Yeah, and either way, I feel like just like those Qatar owners, man, like they just have so much money that FIFA won't touch them. Just especially with the World Cup and everything, they give FIFA so much money. Those guys there, they're safe. They're safe.
They're protected.
And that's why I was even saying with Milan now, because they have these like new people coming in to buy, and there's a couple of new names. There's like these Saudi guys. There's these Americans. The worst thing Milan can do now is sell back to an American.
Because
if you want to take this team to the next level and you want to grow, Americans aren't going to do it.
No,
they're either going to take the team down or they're going to do the same thing that the Elliott management was doing now, and just basically selling guys and trying to pick up cheap guys and just
balance the book,
try to grow them, sell them off again, and just kind of keep doing that cycle. If they have those Saudi guys in, those guys there, they don't care how much guys cost. They don't care what anything costs. They'll give the money to the team and say, okay, guys, let's do something. And that's it. But if those guys don't come in and they get these American owners, like I don't want to see that, especially for like another Serie A team for that like to happen. It's not going to take Milan anywhere.
Don't get me wrong. A part of me would kind of welcome like a rich team finally in Italy because it could maybe put like Serie A back on the map. But in saying that, I feel like when you throw money at stuff, it takes the soul and heart out of things.
Oh yeah.
And as much as everyone like tells me, Joe, grow up, it's not that time, it's not that era anymore. You gotta let go of it. It's a thing of the past, loyalty and stuff like that. I will still hang on to it. And to me, like when I see Theo Hernandez accepted $3 million or $4 million, whatever his contract is, when we all know that man could be signing for any of the top teams, getting paid triple that money. But he still decided he just came on and said, sorry, when Maldini calls you, you answer. You know, like stuff like that. I say it's like,
but now
that's how it should be to me.
Now with technical director Mbappe and French teammate, he might persuade him to come join me at Paris.
And with all the money he has too.
But here, I'll pay for your
deal. World's oyster.
How much you want a year? You want 15 mil? I got you. Don't worry.
He could literally pay the players on his own.
Yeah.
And he would still be a richer owner than half the fucking clubs in the world. That is the crazy reality. At 23 years of age, that kind of money.
Yeah.
We saw it happen to Macaulay Culkin. Let's hope that happens to Mbappe. And he becomes a crack it.
The only thing I see him happening with him is just it's going to be like almost what Neymar, because Neymar you can tell he lost that passion. He doesn't care about soccer.
He fell out of love.
Yeah, he fell out big time. Now he wants to do his own thing. He's just playing now because just to make the money now. He's still at that age. He's going to make as much as he can, so he's set up for the future. He's not going to obviously,
which is really sad. Go in debt in the future. I've always said it when he was on Barca. I was never the biggest Neymar supporter, but when he was on Barca, that MSN trio, like I really, as like a fan of like the game itself, watching that, it was just so majestic. Joel, the thing, honestly, like I find they're fantastic, like some of the best players is Brazilians. Oh yeah,
but they get to a point in their career, and it's always early on, they lose that passion.
Yep.
Look at any Brazilian player, the best ones I'm talking about, even him.
Yeah.
Always their career ended so early just because they started making that money, which they never had as a kid. They grew up in poverty. They started making this money, started taking care of their family, and that's at the end of the day, soccer to them was a way for them to help their family.
Yeah, it wasn't a passion. It was a job.
It was never a passion. It was never looked at as, you know what, like I want to play soccer for the rest of my life. Like I want to be the best. Ronaldo, he had that mentality. Not R9, like Cristiano.
Yeah.
He had the mentality of being, I want to be the best. My body, I'm going to train my body. I'm going to keep my body in good shape. I'm going to always train to be the best. He committed the last fucking 20 years of his life to the game. But, you know, he made sacrifices. But at the end of the day, look where it took him.
Yeah.
He's one of the best to play the game. And that's the problem with Brazilians. It's hard to find a guy that will have that passion, that wants to do it for him to be the best and not do it for, you know, and it's not wrong to, you know, for financial reasons in that sense, you know, because you want to help your family and do that. That's not a problem.
Well,
it just sucks because they have if they were committed and they had like the head of like other players and they wanted to be committed in the game, Brazilians would have been the best ever to play the game and no one would compare.
Yeah, it's true. Well,
it's just their mentality.
I feel like that
fucks them over.
That goes hand in hand with like, again, not trying to be racist here, but like a lot of South American players in general.
Yeah.
You know how many times, like, one of my buddies, he's Argentinian. The amount of times he has told me stories about like a player that literally, like an Argentinian player that is unreal, whatever, that has come out and said, I didn't even want to play the game.
Yeah.
I literally just did it because my family needed money. I was good with my feet. I became a player. Yeah. You know, I have another friend. He's Uruguayan. He told me about Forlan. Forlan played tennis before. Forlan prefers tennis over soccer.
But he was just
that good that he exactly. And like it goes to show you that like a lot of these people are looking to get out of like poverty, help their family out, and it's a sad reality that like that is the thing.
But like, and then you even like look at like Maradona.
Yeah.
Okay. He had such natural skill. Still like one of my favorite players to fucking play, man. Like I absolutely love Maradona, his style of play. And that guy there, throughout his career, most of the time was coked out or fucked up in some way.
With some sort of prostitute.
But he just had that natural skill that it doesn't matter what he did the night before or what he did the morning of. Yeah. He could still perform. Like he just had that natural ability.
That's a South American gift.
Exactly.
Like they are so good.
Yeah,
like
they can perform no matter what. Like it's so natural to them. Like they don't even have to try and they're good.
Yeah.
With other players, they're putting on 110% and they're maybe like 30% of what Maradona can do.
Well, that's why I always say like with the whole Messi, Ronaldo, like always like that's a huge debate, whatever.
Yeah.
For me, that's why I always say I prefer Messi over Ronaldo. Don't get me wrong, I'm not discrediting Ronaldo in any way. To put in that much work, have like look that good at that age, like whatever. My hat goes off to you.
Yeah.
But Messi is just. That's a naturally God-given talent.
Like,
you are just like...
Do you like actually think throughout his career Messi ever gave like 100% in a game?
No.
I don't think so either. No.
I think he was just miles above everyone in a tactical sense too. And I always think about that thing that Pep Guardiola said. The first 14 minutes of a match, you'll see Messi just walking around. Looks to his left, looks to his right, looks up, looks down. He's always looking around, he's analyzing. Then boom, he takes off and he gets a goal. And I always think about that and that's the thing, I always think about that one like line. And I just think like it's so true.
Yeah.
Messi literally he doesn't care to track back.
No.
He doesn't care to make this run, that run, whatever. Maybe like at a point he was making some pretty nice runs and Iniesta would find him. But Messi's whole thing was the guy was the most nonchalant player I think I've ever watched,
and one of the smartest.
Yeah, he never exerted
knew how to
himself
read
too
the
much.
game so perfectly and know where to be and know where to put himself to make chances for himself, make chances for his team, like make chances for everybody on the team. He knew where to put himself, where to position himself, where to be, where to receive the pass, where to send the pass, how much power to put.
Yeah.
He knew everything, and that's why him was my favorite player.
Oh yeah,
Messi was always my favorite player.
I think the only time he's given 100% is for this team.
Yeah, because how much he wanted to win. With
yeah, and like he still got a lot of scrutiny for it, saying like, he has to pick it up, he has to pick it up.
And I really think from like last season with PSG, and I think this season here, he's just been on kind of cruise control until that World Cup.
I was gonna say, what he's thinking about.
That World Cup, man, and I think Argentina right now are in the perfect spot team wise where they're good enough. To they can push through like any. At the end of the day, look at the Euro Cup. No one thought Italy was going to win. There was so many teams that were better than us, but at the end of the day, we proved a lot of people wrong.
Yeah.
Well, and they took the trophy home.
Argentina,
and I think Argentina is going to make a lot of
for the first time.
People.
The
upset.
one thing I've always said about Argentina is unreal attack. Goes without saying. Their attack is always godsend. Midfield, maybe they can't get the ball to the attack too much, but you still have guys like Messi dropping back, picking up the ball, blah, 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 whatever. It was always that defense. Yeah, okay, maybe they would have a good wing back here and there, but it was never complete.
Yeah.
No offense to Mascherano. I think he was a fantastic defensive mid, but I think he was one of the worst center backs.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I think he lunged into tackles, and he still took that defensive mid mentality back with him when he played center back, and that was his downfall. But now you look at them, and they are very, very well set.
They're very
goalie wise, all the way up to attack.
Yeah,
and it's kind of a scary thing.
It is, man. I honestly, I think everyone's no one's really talking too much. Obviously, because Messi's still there, and until Messi and Ronaldo retire, those two teams, no matter what team they're on, they're always going to be talked about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think no one's really considering Argentina. But I think, man, I think they're France. Obviously, I think is obviously going to be the favorite. But I think Argentina is going to be that team that's going to upset a lot of teams.
I mean, France, I feel like they're set up for the next 10,
It's just depending which France you get. You got that France in the Euro Cup that against Switzerland. Honestly, watching that game, that did not look like a World Cup winning team. They looked like they didn't give a fuck that game.
Well, do you think that's because they gave Benzema the chance? I know that sounds weird. I know that because Benzema's world class.
No. I don't think it's giving him the chance. I just think that they should have went with the exact, because of the age, they should have went with the exact team they went with the World Cup. They tried changing it, which it does change tactics and changes the way people can play, the runs they can make, and just how the team plays in general.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe had an effect on that. Maybe they could have used him more as a sub and just kind of as a reliever.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say he ruined the team.
No, not ruined. I just feel like.
But I think it was just more instead of him, I think it was more lack of motivation and
I was just about to say that
they
too.
They thought they had it in the bag, and that they looked at every team, and realistically, they rightfully so, they looked at every team and was like, okay, we're better than them, we're better than them, we're better than them. Okay, so we should have no problem winning this. Okay, we're good.
And
Guys, let's take it easy, and we'll start picking it up near the end.
Yeah.
And then Switzerland came at them fucking fast and hard. They didn't know what to do, and they threw away that game.
That's the biggest thing with any of these competitions. It's any team's game, and I feel like with France, they kind of psych themselves out to the point where it's we won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Which there's that debate which cup is worth more, Euro or the World Cup, because whatever. Obviously, the World Cup is every single team in the world.
Yeah.
But regardless, I feel like they came into with a different mentality. We kind of got better because these guys got older. Mbappe's more mature. Griezmann's more mature. Varane, everyone's more mature. We're just replacing Daddy Giroud with King Benz.
Yeah.
We're going to be even better now because Benzema's better than Giroud.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't.
They thought.
But you know what I mean? Sometimes it makes you wonder, what if you stuck with Giroud? Giroud is a very selfless player, and Benzema is too. But that dynamic changes, and especially when you and you go into the tournament with the mindset, we won the World Cup, this should be a walk in the park. It could play games with you, and it's a crazy thing, mindsets and mentalities and stuff like that. It literally could make or break you.
Yeah.
It's and I never used to think that what do you mean? It really shouldn't. You're better. Go prove it.
If you lose, if you're a player, then you're really confidence heavy or the motivation, and you start losing that, oh dude, your career can do a complete 360.
Yeah, and it's crazy that you look at so many players have just literally lost themselves.
Yeah.
Because they think they are better than they actually should. I actually saw the other day. This isn't a player; it's a coach. It's Mourinho. I watched today his interview with Joe Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was kind of he's won everything there is to win.
Yeah.
He is now in the Conference League, which, okay, I will still chirp it, but I do think it is massive for Roma. I don't care what anyone says.
It's still a massive accomplishment if they win that. At the end of the day, it's a trophy.
Yeah.
It's still an accomplishment. It's not the top A. Slow steps. Now from this, you build off this. If Roma starts going on a decline and goes backwards, then you can say, okay, guys, what was the point of this? What was it was worth nothing.
And Mourinho, when he was speaking to Joe Cole, he literally even said to him, he's like, it's a different mentality that even these players have. And I struggled with adjusting to, because I'm used to, I have to come here, I have to win.
Yeah.
See you later. Bye. You did your time. That's it. But with Roma, what made me want to go there was the fact that they said the word time to me. I have a 3-year contract. I hope to stay all 3 years, and that's where it stands out to me. Time. I told them they have to come closer to me. He's like, and they're doing that. He's like, but if you see the way I was 5 years ago with Chelsea, or 10 years ago with Chelsea, with the bigger teams, whatever, my mentality was different.
Yeah, it
it was a championship team. I wanted to win. Training sessions weren't fun. Blah blah blah. He's like, but I came here, and it's a mind change. It changed everything. Everyone's different, and I had to, as much as I told him to come closer to me, I had to get closer to them as well and understand their mindset and where they are. And that is the biggest thing. And I have to change the Roma mentality from, we're okay with just Champions League spots and that's it. Like, no, I have to change their mentality to want to win the Champions League and whatever.
To want to win Serie A.
Yeah, and I heard that. And for some reason, like, it just kind of stuck with me, because it's like, this man has literally won every competition. Yeah. He has won trebles.
Yeah, but now it's...
And he is looking at the Conference League as, like, one of the biggest things. And it's like, how?
Yeah. Because, and I feel like now it's worse with teams with the pressure, because... And especially it's I mean, Arsenal now, like, they've accepted the kind of team they are. So for their coach, it's not as bad as before.
Yeah.
But you look at teams like Tottenham, teams like Man U... Like, look how much pressure it is. And look at Mourinho. He coached both of them.
Yeah.
When you go there, the team's struggling.
Yeah.
They're not used to... Well, I mean, Tottenham, they didn't really win. But now they're this newfound team. Like, they got to win something. They haven't won anything. And you have Harry Kane, who's supposed to be the best thing.
One of the best Englishmen, of all time.
In 100 years. So they got to win something. And when you're coaching those teams, there's a high expectation. So it's very, very hard. And if you can't motivate the guys and you can't get the guys to start going, it's all going to come back on you. With Roma... Now, like you said, they gave him the time. He's still a great coach. He never lost that. He was always a great coach. Now he's getting the time to work with these guys. Like you said, they didn't have that mentality. Slowly now, change their mentality. Slowly. You don't have to do it right away, because you're not... Roma's not saying, you need to come here. You need to win right now. You need to win Serie A. You need to win something. They didn't say that to him. No. They just came in and they said, we're going to give you time to build something. And he's already in a final in his first year.
Yeah. And to me, it goes to speak volumes, like, of what, like, mentality truly is. And again, being a Roma fan, our mentality is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, we genuinely have the worst motivation. If you saw Roma prior to this year, we go down a goal, we're shut down. You're railing us 8-0 then. That was our mentality, because we beat ourselves up. But you see what a difference, like, the right mindset makes with the right coach motivating you. And I used to be a firm believer that a coach doesn't matter. I used to honestly say that anybody could coach anyone. When you have a star-studded team like this, blah, 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 whatever. No, a coach genuinely could make or break a system, a team, everything. And it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
It truly is something that is just mental to me. And that's the thing with any of these teams. And you just go to think, like, for Milan, Pioli isn't a good coach.
No.
I'm sorry to any Milan fan that thinks he's on fire. He's the worst coach, I think.
Everybody thinks he's on fire? He's not on fire?
He's not on fire. He is very cold, actually. Yeah. But it worked.
It did.
He worked. He has the right mentality for that team. Maybe there wasn't expectations. I don't know.
He didn't at the beginning. It was easier for him because there was no expectations. Yeah. That's why that whole comeback from that year when they did good, they got that thing. A lot of that was because they didn't have to win anything. There was no pressure when he came there, and you had a guy like Ibra who is very influential in the locker room. Well, especially with a team like Milan, full of these young guys. You know that he's gonna go there and he's gonna tell them what to do, and they're gonna listen to him because out of respect to him, and everyone's scared of him as well.
Yeah.
But having those two, I think that's what made the difference for Milan. I think Pioli without Ibra, I don't think would have done this.
No, he doesn't succeed as well. No,
I don't think he would have done this. It was just Milan put together the perfect. They got all the perfect pieces that fit well together, and they made it work.
Yeah, it's true,
and it did. If they failed this year, then you could say, hey, whatever Milan tried to do, it's not working.
But that's the thing. A lot of fans that I spoke to about like Milan season and stuff like that, a lot of them said from even halfway through, when they were in first with more of a lead or whatever, They all just turn around. We just want Champions League. We want to be back there. We want to stay consistent. We want to stay relevant to like whatever, blah, blah, blah. That was their biggest thing. Yeah. So the Scudetto became more of a reality to them closer to the end. Yeah. But like that goes to show you the mentality. Like, you know,
and
like
because Joe, at the end of the day, obviously playing like I'm saying on paper, not being biased, I think Juve has a slightly better team quality wise. And Inter for me had the best team in Serie A. Easily had the best
on
team.
paper, 100%. Well, even statistically, Milan, actually, this year.
First, the two biggest keys this season was Tonali and Leao.
Yeah,
those guys, the step they took in their career this season was massive.
Yes,
they were like the fact Rafael Leao saved Milan, scored 9 decisive goals for Milan.
That's
saved them 9 times.
Absurd stat.
And like this guy here, crazy. He was not doing that last season before. A lot of like Milan fans that I know were saying like, you know what, hey, this guy here, if we can get money for him, cash in.
Cash in. He's lazy.
He's a lazy player. He still is lazy off the ball. But when he gets the ball, man, this season, now he knows how to manage his time. As soon as he gets the ball, he actually does something. Look at the last game. The guy gets 3 assists. Like, and he was just playing around with them. He's been phenomenal this season.
It goes to show you, like, with a couple like key pieces, couple guys stepping up, what a difference
they can make, man. And Milan proved a lot of people wrong. You have to give them credit for that for this season.
I like to think about this.
They never should have won.
Donnarumma.
Yeah.
This year, if he stayed with Milan, does he have the same impact that Magnan?
Yeah, I
think. Do you think he has the most clean sheets at the end of this year,
Yeah.
Donnarumma?
Well, look at Donnarumma before. Milan was okay. Other than last year being a top 2 team, they weren't a top 2 team for who knows how long. And the last couple of years, Donnarumma always had the most clean sheets. And they weren't a good team. So imagine this year. Because, again, Mike, that when he had to come up big, he came up big. He was massive.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, a lot of that has to go to Milan's backline. Because Milan's backline defensively, dude, they were fucking amazing this year.
Yeah.
The fact, like, Tomori, after they signed him last year, that was already massive. Like, he fit in so nice there. That was a phenomenal sign.
Tomori, though. It's the revelations they had.
Dude, Theo, you already know you were good.
Yeah,
Calabria, he was healthy this season. I love Calabria. He's a phenomenal right back.
My goodness.
And then Kalulu to step in after losing Kier, who was playing amazing. Who
also
for them.
Looks like Thor right now.
Oh yeah, I love his hair.
Jesus Christ!
After losing a guy like that, he was the captain of the team.
Yeah.
Your experienced defender. He drops out. You're okay. Now what do you do? This guy comes in. He's not a center back. He's a right back. And to play the way he's been playing all season. Like I'd almost like Tomori for me. He like best player on Milan in their defense. Yeah. But I would put Kalulu like up there, like right beside him, man. Like Kalulu, he almost played better than Tomori this season.
To me, I remember when I saw Kalulu this season. I think he debuted against Roma, or it was his second or third game because that's when
Kier got hurt.
Something like that, and he played right back. I believe it was that game. And I said to like a couple of the guys, I literally said, I'm like, dude, Kalulu. For a guy that looks clumsy and like whatever, he's solid.
He's good, man.
Like, why do you like? Because the biggest thing was we need another center back. Years out, blah blah blah. January we got to buy it, and I always kept saying no. Like, Kalulu, I don't think is a right back because he's too tall. Like, is he athletic? Yes.
Yeah.
But I think he's built more to be a center back. He just has to buffen up a little bit.
Man.
And
that partnership really proved well together.
Yeah, and the craziest part is they're both young.
Yeah.
Tomori, Tomori cost them a pretty penny. Nothing crazy though. But Kalulu was dirt cheap. That was what we brought in as a depth guy that we're gonna use in our.
Now that might be their actual starting center back.
Exactly my point. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, but in speaking about that and starting 11s, let's go through our best starting 11 now.
We have it written down. It's not that we were like prepared for this or anything. No, that's super weird.
We'll go through who we think our best starting 11 is for the season.
You got really neat writing, man.
Thank you. I know. I try to keep it a little bit neat.
All right, so
let's start from the back.
Obvious, I think after praising him so much, Big Mike.
Yeah,
we were going Mike Magnan.
Most clean sheets in Serie A this season. He was on another level this year.
Yeah, and watching even like individual performances.
Continuing, because last year he had a phenomenal season at Lille. Yeah. They won the league there. I think I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure he won goalie of the year in France.
I believe he did, yes.
And then coming here, you make the transition, new league. You have this pressure because you're taking over for Donnarumma.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and he came in Euro and Cup filled those gloves even better than Donnarumma. Man, he was playing phenomenal this season.
to me, it's an even nicer story when like a foreign player comes in their first year because there's always that transition period. And you see it with the best
you don't know what you're gonna get. You know, they either transition very well and like boom, they're in, like they're in, and like you can't even tell they're playing in a new league. Or like you really telling, you're like, hey guys, this maybe sit him on the bench for now or ease him into the team.
He fit in seamlessly. Like he's been there for the last 5 years. Like he did well. He adapted well to his teammates. You saw them.
He was even out for 2 months, and he still got the most clean sheets.
I heard an argument actually. Somebody saying that him being out for 2 months actually helped him because he could have been scored on more during that 2 months.
Like that's stupid.
But it's like. Yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from. He could have been scoring. He could have. But he also could have got more clean sheets because he would have played.
That's what I mean. Like the point means not here. Look at the amount of clean sheets he got now. So he would have had the same amount, and it would either got scored on more in those games, or he just would have got even more clean sheets. Like it literally makes no sense.
It's literally a what if situation that has zero relevance. Wow, relevance.
Good one, Joe. English. First language.
No, second for me.
Okay, start on the back line.
Back line, then we have on left back or right back, wherever you want to put this guy, because he could literally play anywhere. Joao Cancelo. Yeah. I think that's an
unreal.
I think that's a no-brainer.
He's made his, and I've seen a lot of videos on Twitter of like some of the defensive errors he made, especially one this weekend against Aston Villa. But doesn't take away from what he's done this season because man, like he fits City's game plan, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Because the way they play and the way he plays, he's had a phenomenal season, man. Yeah. And in that position, he was the best this year.
Yeah, like you could argue if you're going straight left back only, you could obviously the argument comes up for Theo. Like you know what I mean.
Theo was another one.
Theo, Alphonso Davies. Okay, Alphonso Davies was more injury plagued this year. But like you know what I mean, like obviously there's arguments, but it's just when you see what Joao Cancelo was doing off the ball, on the ball, like, it was mental. It was genuinely mental.
He's another guy that took a step this year forward and just he completely changed.
Yeah,
and fit in so well because he wasn't even starting at all before, and now like this year.
And the thing is,
consistently
he's
in a
not
new
even
position.
He's not even a left back. Yeah. He's an inverted left back, which is something crazy to me still. Like players that do that, I'm sorry, they'll always be unreal.
Yeah, like you can play both, man.
If you could play both, it's like wow, well and good for you.
And who's our right back now?
Our right back
on the other side,
we have Mr. Juan Cuadrado, which honestly, it's hard to argue again. Yes, Juve had a stuttering year, but a very start.
But again, he was just another one of the only bright points in the team that you saw. That he was only like the only one putting balls into the box or just trying to create something out of nothing when nothing was going Juve's way.
He truly was like a focal point too. Like in attack and even defense, like you knew when Cuadrado wasn't playing for Juve, and if you have that kind of impact on like a team, it's like, hard to argue.
Honestly,
you know
obviously, like the only guy, like the other guy I would mention is obviously Trent. Because he's another phenomenal season, but he's been doing it every year. And I know Cuadrado last year too, he had another crazy season, but I feel like just with him, it's even more impressive. And not even just saying this because he's on Juve, because he was a right winger before.
Yeah,
the guy never played as a defender.
Yeah,
then slowly started turning into a right back, and now he's actually like, again, I would say this seaon one of the best right backs to play, and he's not even a right back.
Yeah.
No, and that's what's so impressive about him to me.
It's also like even with like going back to the whole Trent thing, like it sounds terrible, but everyone already knows about the prowess of Trent Alexander-Arnold. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, there's a couple names in our starting 11 that you'll look at and be like, yeah, okay, obviously. But like I don't know. We're obviously going to explain to you and justify why we throw them in there. But for like Trent Alexander-Arnold, fantastic season. Did he mess up a lot of like other teams' game plans? Yes, because of how good he is on the ball.
Another smart player.
Yeah, that guy could play honestly. I think anywhere in the mid, not even defense. No, anywhere in that mid, he's really good. And kudos to Klopp for actually giving his youngster a chance there. Like he, as much as I bash him, because I will bash English players because they are always 97% of the time overhyped and overrated.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue. Trent,
Trent
is a good player. I remember at the beginning of the season too, like a lot of people were like questioning Trent's ability. It's like, nah, you can't.
Yeah.
Then for our two center backs, we have David Alaba.
Yeah. He man, the way I didn't think he was going to transition this way. Like, I knew he's already proven himself. He's a proven player, so it's not like, oh, he's got to prove himself. It's a youngster. You know what he's going to bring. But just the fact that, like, he played at Bayern for so long and then going to a new league in Spain and to a new team, a new environment, and just meshing so well with the guys there.
And that's the thing, too. Real Madrid, I feel like, is in a weird, successful transitional period. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's all their youngsters, but they have old guys.
Yeah, like, they have right now. Honestly, for me, Madrid has the perfect mix. Of young and old. They got the perfect thing going right now, and it's working for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
good for them.
I think Alaba even made Eder Militao look.
Oh yeah,
he Eder Militao's good, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I feel like he brought Eder Militao to that next level of actually, people justifying why he costed so much from Porto. You know what I mean? Like, whereas before last season it was, why'd you get this guy? He's a bum.
Yeah, we don't really need him. What thing?
Alaba, I think, kind of got him.
Even to, I know he didn't play that much last season, but even to fill the roles of Varane and Ramos.
Yeah.
Two guys leaving. Like, now you have Alaba. He's a new player. Militao, he got brought in last year. Didn't really play as much. People still question if he was the right signing for Madrid.
Yeah.
But this year, Alaba stepped up. He stepped in the role and made Eder Militao a better player this season. And even him, I feel like he just became a better defender.
It's true, actually. It really is true because, even with Bayern, Alaba was just used in so many different positions. He was like the horror of that team.
Mainly at left back, and then after that, he was still moving like center as a center mid.
I think he became a center back once Hansi Flick saw like Davies and his ability there. Then he moved to like center back, defensive mid, left mid, right mid, striker, goalie, coach, everything.
But to make him better, who do we got playing beside him?
We got, and I know this will be controversial.
This one was your call.
I overpowered Al with this completely. I'm giving it to Joel Matip. And yes, I know everyone's gonna say Van Dijk and this and that and whatever, but Joel Matip needs to get his goddamn recognition for once being a part of that line. Okay, yeah, Konate did very well this year, transitioning, whatever. But Matip is low-key, like, he is such a solid player. He obviously makes more errors, but that's because if you see the way Matip and Van Dijk play, Matip will be the first line of defense.
Oh yeah, he's always. Whereas Van Dijk's always waiting behind.
Van Dijk is more of the sweeper role.
That's why he doesn't get dribbled past. Exactly. So many. Because he doesn't go to the worst defender.
I've seen him drop back Van Dijk and then Matip come over to try to get the guy. And like, hey, kudos to you. When I used to play like whatever, that's how I used to do it with my center back partner. But Matip just doesn't get the credit for it. Matip has the better percentage in passing accuracy this year. Better tacklings, better aerial duels won. And again, stats don't say the whole picture, but to me, like, Matip is criminally underrated in that back line. No, they do not talk about his growth and just ability.
And I think that it's a big thing too, because look at the team Liverpool has, and never mind their attackers, never mind their midfield, even their defense. Like, you got Andy Robertson, you got Trent, you got Van Dijk, and then Matip. Those guys there, that's all you hear. That's all you hear anybody talk about. You never hear anything about Matip.
Yeah, but it's honestly, such a silent worker.
You said that, and I have, like, the Liverpool games I have watched, like, Matip has always been a rock back there for them. Always.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, he will be the one to get dribbled past.
But again,
he's also that first line of defense, and not one defender is perfect that they stop everyone 100%. You're not Maldini.
And you know how it is, because you play that. I've played in that too. You know how that works. That first defender that's going into the challenge all the time, they're going to get beat sometimes. They're not always going to win the tackle. Your purpose
is to unnerve that attacker, to make him maybe make that heavy touch, this mistake, that bad pass. And
another defender jumps in if they make that heavy touch to try to beat that first defender.
And Van Dijk, I feel like, don't get me wrong, Van Dijk is a good center back. I will not take anything away from him. But I just think he looks even better than he is for that reason, because Matip does so well at that role that it's like, you are looking better, because then obviously Van Dijk's just getting clearances. He's just winning the ball in the air, and like, again, hats off to Van Dijk. He came back from an ACL injury. That's huge, whatever. But to me, it's Matip takes that cake, and I will defend Matip till I'm blue in the face.
I won't argue that.
Yeah, you better not, man. Kidding.
Let's go to the midfield now.
Midfield. I'm just gonna list all three of them off, and we'll talk about it.
I feel like two of them, there's not really explanation for them.
You don't need to explain. It's these guys are just gods. Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne, Modric.
Yeah, Modric, the season he had at the age of 37, is actually.
He looks like he's 49.
He's playing better and proving some of these young kids like how to actually play the game.
And the worst part is, even like the distance he covers per match, it's not like he's covering like a cheeky 5K,
it's not like he's not
whatever.
He's moving.
He's covering like 11. He's one of the top guys to cover, like with all the distance he covers. Like at his age, moving the way he does, as fluently as he does.
Yeah, he's
he's
a specimen.
I would study him after he retires
fucking love
because
Modric.
that is just absurd to me. He's world class.
Yeah,
and he's one of those guys that
world class.
Oh yeah.
And even De Bruyne too. I mean, like you just
De Bruyne's sickening. He's way too good.
His numbers alone, like never mind, like just his playing this year was unreal. But you look at his numbers and like just the season he had, man, was absolutely insane.
Yeah, dude. It for me, De Bruyne right now is probably arguably one of the best.
I think he's probably one of the best. He is the best mid in the world right now.
He is so like talented.
Yeah.
I don't even like. So multi-dimensional.
He
plays left wing, center forward, right wing, attacking mid, defensive mid, center mid. Where
he can
does
shoot with both of his feet.
Yeah,
his passing is like some of the best I've seen right now. Like he can pick you out anywhere on the field, and he's just such an intelligent player. And I feel like Pep also helped him take that step and give him like a little bit of like that intelligence, how to read the game better. And oh my god, man, this like honestly, if it wasn't for like Benzema being like up there and how the season he had.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne's right there.
De Bruyne's right there for that Ballon d'Or.
I would say that. I would say that as well.
He has to be.
And it's crazy because he looks like he has a dad bod.
Yeah.
He
like you compare like the
fully.
season Modric won when he won the Ballon d'Or, and like dude, De Bruyne's up there.
Yeah,
he should be up there winning
100%. De Bruyne. He's one of those guys too. Like it's so hard to like exclude. I was even saying to when we were like conjuring up this list that I was saying
you can't even count him out.
That's the thing. Like I was saying like maybe we should go out of the box and not get like choose De Bruyne. You know, go with Rodri because he did well too.
You can't.
But it's so hard to ignore like those two guys. Our third midfielder is Ivan Perisic.
Yeah,
written off by everyone. I think.
Oh, that man, the season he had this year. Was he was Inter's MVP?
Oh yeah,
and if it wasn't for, I didn't know what position Perisic technically plays.
That's why we have.
But if it wasn't for Leao having the season he had, Perisic was the best left winger this season in Serie A.
Oh yeah, he's again one of those guys. He plays in multiple positions.
Like even at like such a later age in his career, when Conte came to that team and told Perisic, "Hey, you know you're gonna attack, you're gonna up there, but you're also gonna get back." You're going to defend. You're going to work back here, and you're going to go back up there. You're going to be up and down the field. Yeah. At first, he was struggling. Perisic, I was like, I don't know if he's right for the team, man. Maybe you got to get rid of him. But, man, the player he's turned into, and the season now, really, like this year, really he's been so key for Inter. It's incredible, man. He's like literally on that left side. He's actually a train. Like, he reminds me.
He's a force.
Dude, he reminds me of Lichtsteiner. Yeah. A better version of Lichtsteiner.
I was just about to say, way better.
Lichtsteiner was literally Forrest Gump. The guy did not stop running up and down the field, dude. He was literally all the whole game just running. He was running for no reason half the time.
Yeah, Perisic, he's also like very technically able. He is. He could use both feet to swing it across. He's good in the air. You know, like he has the physical qualities of a defender. You know, tall, strong, fast. He's good in the air.
He's always had like that ability, and like it was like, well, you know, he could be something. And I feel like this year he really took that step in his career.
Yeah.
And I think like now the year coming, I think he's gonna have an even better season.
It just sucks that at an older age like this.
It does, but
it's discovered.
It happens sometimes, man. Some players they don't start finding like they're actually good until they're like 29, 30.
It's true. That's true. Look at Benzema.
Yeah.
Well, Benzema has actually been good. He was just living in a spotlight.
With Ronaldo there. You're not going to be really the main focus ever there.
Yeah.
Same thing with Messi.
Brings us actually to our next three.
Yes. The
Benzema,
attackers, the big boys.
Benzema, Lewandowski, and Rafael Leao.
Yeah.
Have to give him a show.
Has to be in there. Man.
I again said to Al, let's look at somebody else other than Lewandowski when he suggested him, but again, you can't leave him out.
Like again, like no one talks about him because like Bayern, they went out early in the Champions League, and like after that, like no one really cares about how they won the league. Like I'm pretty sure in January, like no one really cares about Bayern.
Yeah.
But then when you actually look at how like Lewandowski's or how the players are doing there, he's still having an unreal season there.
He's like a killer.
The season he's having, again, he could be up there for. I don't think he will be up in like as much for the Ballon d'Or, especially with Bayern going out so early and like that. I don't think he will, but with the goals he had and his numbers, he could be up there.
Yeah. I think for this Ballon d'Or,
I think it's going to be like Benzema's going to be the. I think it's going to be like Benzema, probably Mbappe and like Salah will be like the three guys you're going to see.
You know what? Salah's a guy I would have loved to put on this list because, like, even though I'm a little bit bitter about Salah because he played on Roma, there's something there that I feel like he doesn't crack this 11.
No, I just think that he had an amazing season. Not again taking anything away from him, but I just feel like these three guys for their teams, and I know the French league is a joke, but I mean Mbappe with you have Neymar and Messi on the team,
the one that's still shining,
above both of them and had an amazing season there. Same with Lewandowski. No one knew, but the guy still scored 35 goals.
I think it was 36
or 36 goals, and Liao like. Him.
9 decisive goals.
Everyone looking at him.
That when you told me that, I'm like,
he's not that good. I'm
like,
dude, when I saw that stat, I was like, holy! Like, I knew he scored a lot of game winners, but I was like, to score like in a season of 37 games or 38 games, and you saved the team 9 times. One guy,
mental.
Saved the time, and a lot of the games you look, they were showing like some of the. They were showing that the scores the time he scored in for like some of the games, and it was always like 87, 89, 90.
That's to me that alone, like that's a big thing.
Oh, dude, that's
massive, and that guy
you can already tell he's gonna be that big game player.
Yeah,
he has that because
you look at the way he plays. He smiles.
He has that swagger to him. Yeah. He doesn't. It's not like he doesn't care. He's just not fazed by anything.
Yeah,
and I feel like him if he done because I know I've seen it. Like floating around now, a big rumor, especially because they didn't sign Mbappe. Now they have this money that they were going to use.
Oh, Real
Madrid, they were going to go for Liao.
Yeah,
and I can see that. I can see that. I can see him
happening.
I can see him having an amazing career there, just because the player he is.
Yeah,
and they'll give him the tools he needs.
He is also a client of Jorge Mendes.
And that's what I mean. He's in like he's not. It's like when a Raiola client. You hear it's one of those. Like okay, yeah, no, this guy's he'll probably be leaving soon.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, for me, I think with this starting 11, it like obviously don't get me wrong. There's a couple like honorable mentions. You know, like I'm obviously gonna say Tammy Abraham.
Yeah.
You know, Bernardo Silva.
I'll probably say Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, you know, like
they were probably two guys that they could have easily made the list because of the season they had.
Yeah.
But it's just like the players that we pick.
Yeah.
You can't really replace
them. Like there we could literally make a second team with other players of honorable mentions, but it's just like we tried to look at like how they impacted their team. And
I mean, like you look at
most of the teams won their respective league. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like that's a big thing too.
The big thing for me, like the most impressive thing for me with Tam, like Bernardo Silva, he especially for almost leaving in the summer to now this year being Man City's like one of Man City's best players.
Yeah.
Was crazy for me. Like he took a massive step this year, but Tammy he came into a new league with Mourinho who had these ideas. You know, he didn't really know too much. He didn't know the language, and it was all new to him. And it's different. It's a different league. It's different than the Prem. It's some people are either they can do it good in Serie A or they can't. They're too used to the Prem and they just can't get it.
Yeah,
he came there, man, and he just hit the ground running.
Yeah,
he finished what 18 goals. He finished the league.
18 goals in the league, and then another 9
in conference league, man. Like, dude,
and we only played 12. Okay, only still a fair amount, but regardless, there was only 12 games in the conference.
He's still so young.
Like that's the crazy part. And I look at Chelsea, and I look at Tammy Abraham. I genuinely feel so bad for Tammy Abraham because they've sent him on loan to all these teams. All these teams, he's put up decent enough numbers. It's never like he only scored a goal in 38 games. You know what I mean? It's never been that bad. It's always been like 12 goals here, 20 goals there, you know, like always done well.
Yeah.
He was on a Chelsea team that was transfer banned, and it was all the youngsters thriving. Tammy was one of those youngsters. Yeah. Last year, before he was sold and Lukaku was bought, Tammy Abraham still did well. I think I could be wrong with this number. I forgot to look at it. But I believe he had like roughly 16 goals. 16 goals for a guy that wasn't even starting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was coming off the bench banging in a goal for you. And for Chelsea to always just throw him to the curb, it is so mind-boggling.
I feel like they were always just, especially with the transfer ban, they had this money to spend. They were just looking at a way and who to spend it on.
Yeah.
They saw Timo, how he was doing there. They brought him in.
Yeah.
Now with Lukaku last year, they saw the season he had. They knew he would come back to Chelsea. He's a big-time Chelsea supporter. They're like, okay, let's bring him in. And they didn't realize what they had in front of them until, it was too late. Now he's gone. Now, if they want him back, they're going to be paying big money for him from Roma. Or if they wait another year, it's what, 80 mil?
Yeah, so, that's the $1 million question I have. I was seeing that they're looking at getting him back this year, which I just have the question because it's 80 mil next year, and that buyback clause comes into effect next year. So this year, would it be the same thing? Like, is it still, valid, that 80 mil? Or is it, Roma could look at them and be like, no, listen, you said next year, so right now we want to negotiate with you.
I think so. You know what I mean? The way I think it's set up, I think this year, if let's say Chelsea comes or anybody comes, it's a negotiation. They can ask for whatever. Next season is when the buyout clause starts.
It's just. Oh yeah, yes. Okay,
that's how it works with Chelsea. That's when the buyout clause starts with them. But this year, if Chelsea comes in and they say we want him, which the only way I see them doing that is if they sell Timo and Lukaku.
Yeah.
If they don't sell them, I can see them waiting another year.
Even if they sell one of the two, I think
wait another year, maybe try to sell them next year, and then bring in Tammy when they know they can get him for 80 mil or whatever, 70 mil, whatever the thing is. That's what I think.
You know what? Roma finally has a good striker I like.
I know, but Joe,
come on.
It's Serie A, and sadly, things don't last there, man.
We don't have the money.
We don't have the money. We don't have the money to compete, man.
Conference League though. Tomorrow.
That'd be massive.
Big game.
Massive, man.
If they win,
I hope they win.
You'll see me on St. Clair in just my underwears, drunk, yelling at people, crying. I'd probably kiss the floor. Honestly, I'd probably kiss the floor.
It would be a massive accomplishment for Roma, man, because it's been how long since they won a trophy?
9 years.
9 years?
That's not that bad, actually.
Oh, but okay.
Wait, I'm trying to think the last time we won a Coppa Italia. Yeah, 9 years.
Okay, but now it's a little bit different because now it's technically European success.
Yeah.
So
last time we were even in this position was 31 years ago.
Yeah. So I mean, now to be back there. It's gonna. I don't think like some people are saying it's gonna be an easy game, and they think it's all Roma's to take over.
No final will be easy.
It's not. Yeah, no. I think it's gonna be if Roma go in there with the wrong approach. I think they're gonna be for a bad wake up call.
Yeah.
But if Roma, and I think they will, because Mourinho knows he's been in this position before, and I think he's smart.
That's where all my faith is going right now.
Gonna approach this game really good, and I hope, but. Time will tell, man.
There's a lot of also
we'll see tomorrow
subplots behind it all. Rick Garsdorp, Feyenoord legend, technically. Yeah. There's bad blood between the clubs now because a couple kids from Amsterdam, not Amsterdam. Wow, Feyenoord, whatever, were recorded them peeing on Roma's bus in Albania, Feyenoord fans. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's that subplot. Then there's the plot that one of their coaches on Feyenoord says that Mourinho's arrogant. If they lose tomorrow, they're going to say it's the referee's fault. If they win tomorrow, he's going to say, yeah, did you expect me to do something different, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know why it has to become one of those games.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I could see Mourinho going. He's gonna go with those two paths if they win or lose.
No matter, 100%.
If they win, he's gonna be like, oh, did you expect something different?
Yeah,
I'm the best.
100%.
And if they lose, you're gonna be like, oh, the referee.
But you have to stay. I don't know. For me, it's all about professionalism. No, I look at a guy like Ancelotti, the way he handles everything. It's like that's how you handle it.
That's a big thing for me. Is just be professional. Talk after the game when it's done.
If you want to
talk now,
destroy Roma verbally after the game, go ahead.
Yeah.
Say what you want about us. But before the game, you realize those words could get used against you right away.
Exactly. And it's just gonna fire teams up even more.
Look at what happened with Bodo Glimt and Roma. Yeah. We then just dismantled them when they came back to it's stuff like that. You got to know it's motivation for these guys, and that's really it.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote. Even I think for the episode,
I think that's where we wrap things up.
I have to be in bed early.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired today. It's been a long day.
I gotta watch Roma tomorrow.
I know. I'm excited for that. And we got the last game of the year, Champions League final this Saturday.
Which is crazy. Why is the Europa League game played before the Conference League?
The way they did
they know that the
Europa League last week, then Conference League this week,
did they know the final was gonna be shit?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they. I don't know. The way they set it up is just. It was just crazy.
Logic.
Hey, you know what? You guys got this week. You guys got prime time Champions League this weekend. Big week. Hopefully Roma can get it done.
This weekend Champions League.
Yeah, it's this weekend. Sheesh. Yeah, dude. They're literally both this week.
Sunday,
they're both
or Saturday.
Saturday. So
I could watch probably.
Yeah, I'll say it's afternoon game. It should be good.
Yeah, I'm good.
So we got both those games coming up. Hopefully Roma wins it.
Thanks, man.
I think Madrid's gonna take it.
Oh, Madrid is.
I hope so.
I'll put a bet right now.
That Madrid's gonna take it. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say Madrid's too, but so maybe we'll put a little cheeky little bet in on the Score app and
no, use the Score Bet365
or BetMGM.
Don't use my code. I don't have one.
Don't have a code yet. But anyways, guys, and that's it for today's episode. If you guys haven't yet, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And the video for this episode will be up on YouTube, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Ciao.
See you later.